I'm a flat earther who solved astronomy in a YouTube comment while completely ignoring any previous flat earth debunking videos starter pack. Today we're going point by point through this absolute buffet of confusion. From sunspots to boats to gravity not existing. And we're going to do something incredible. We're going to use reality. Let's explore this. Hello there, welcome back to Star Stuff. If you're new to the channel, please don't be startled by what happens in the comment section. It's normal. And by normal, I mean flat earthers send me massive paragraphs like these and think my comment section is a peer review. Let's have a look, shall we? We're going to hone in on one comment that has multiple flat earth proofs and look at each point. The first point, sunspot experiment, counterclockwise, clockwise, counterclockwise, change in orientation of sunspots during field rotation of the diurnal circuit of the sun near June solstice is impossible on a globe. Nope. This is actually exactly what we expect on a rotating sphere. The sun rotates. We're observing that rotating surface from a moving viewpoint on Earth. That combination causes apparent flipping and rotation of sunspot orientation. This is basic rotational geometry. Just angles doing angle things. If this didn't happen, we'd have a problem. Boom, roasted. Next point, triangulation is the formula for horizon distance, an upside down right angle triangle. The vertical is your eye height down to sea level. The horizontal is your eye line to the horizon. The hypotenuse is the angle up from the sea level point to meet your eye line at the horizon. The greater the elevation, the larger the triangle, the further the horizon. Here, they're trying to describe real geometry and then immediately misunderstanding it. Yes, horizon distance increases with height. That's because your line of sight becomes tangent to a curved surface. That triangle they're describing literally only works on a sphere. On a flat plane, the horizon wouldn't move with height at all. It would just get clearer and not farther away. So you just accidentally prove the globe. Boom, roasted. Seeing a whole boat stationed over 10 miles away is impossible on a globe. It should be 35 feet hidden from a 5-foot observation point sitting on the beach. An upside down right angle represents how we see the horizon. The greater the elevation, the larger the triangle, the further the horizon. No, you can't consistently see the full boat. What you're seeing is atmospheric refraction bending light, mirage effects, compression from lenses, and crucially, when conditions are normal, boats disappear bottom first. If Earth were flat, they wouldn't vanish from the bottom up. They would shrink into the distance. So, boom, roasted. Next, the Milky Way circles Polaris. The Southern Cross is in the center of the Milky Way, therefore cannot be circling a central south pole. The Milky Way does not circle Polaris. What you're seeing is Earth rotating, causing stars to appear to rotate around the celestial poles. In the north, around Polaris. In the south, around the south celestial pole. I would know. Because of seeing it with my own eyeballs. Different hemispheres, different sky rotation centers. Flat Earth cannot explain two opposite rotations at once, yet a sphere does effortlessly. Boom, roasted. Their next point, a boat visually travels upwards to the horizon following perspective. Once it has reached the horizon, it is now fully above it. Therefore, it has to travel downwards the further it goes, following perspective. A camera can zoom in at sea level up to around 16 to 20 miles away, as the angle up to the center of the camera lens is acute, therefore a short distance before meeting the horizontal eye line. Anything beyond this point will be partly or fully hidden, depending how far it is beyond the line of sight of the camera. The top and bottom angles are not equal, therefore the distance of an object reaching the eyeline horizon is not equal, i.e. a boat at sea level will travel a few miles before reaching up to your central or camera's line of sight, and the sun thousands of miles high in the sky would be thousands of miles away before reaching down to your central line of sight. This is perspective being misunderstood again. Objects don't physically move up to the horizon and then down. That's just how angular size and line of sight geometry behave. Also, cameras don't have some magical 16 to 20 mile cutoff. That's someone making up a number and hoping no one checks. Boom, roasted. Every celestial body rotates east to west around Polaris. The direction you see them move depends if you're looking in to north, that is right over to left. If you're looking out to south, that is left over to right. No. Only the northern sky appears to rotate around Polaris, because Polaris is near Earth's rotational axis. Look south, completely different motion. This is one of the strongest, simplest proofs of the spherical Earth, and it's being used here as an argument against it. Bold strategy, hence, boom roasted. The sun and moon face down to Earth and are observed in opposite orientations for someone looking into north to someone looking out to south. The sun and moon are convex lens-shaped. They do not rotate on an axis. They change orientation to the observer each day due to their spiral courses between the tropics. This can be seen by the animation on my site from the director of the British Astronomical Association. It tilts and rolls to the observer throughout the year. The moon appearing flipped between hemispheres. That's exactly what happens when people stand on opposite sides of a sphere. Same object, different viewing angle. No need for the moon to be tilting and rolling like it's competing in regionals and nationals. Oh, and one more thing. Boom roasted. The sun and moon both make the same analemmas as they have the same path, with the moon moving slower than the sun, lunar month, solar year. The sun's analemma comes from Earth's tilt and orbit. The moon's motion is way more complex due to its orbit around Earth. It does not trace the same analemma. So this is just incorrect. Boom. So roasted. The stars arc in the south. They do not complete a circle. An hour or two of footage is processed to complete a circle, as can be seen by the Milky Way not completing a circle. The word orb was originally derived from circle or disk, hence the celestial bodies orbit in a circle above Earth. They do constantly. Time-lapse photography shows full circular trails in the south, centered on the south celestial pole. If someone only films for an hour and says it doesn't complete a circle, that's just impatience. Let's be honest. A leveling tool such as the Theodolite is level above sea level. Why globers would think it would point to the visual horizon, I don't know. If you level a periscope, the horizon will rise from level as it lowers. An equatorial mount is a tool that rotates to follow the rotating celestial sky. It keeps celestial bodies in an artificial upright orientation, contrary to what is seen in reality. Theodolite is level above sea level, so why doesn't it point to the horizon on globe? Short answer, because that's not what level means. When you level a theodolite, you're aligning it perpendicular to gravity, not parallel to the ocean, not pointing to the horizon, and definitely not secretly proving flat Earth. Equatorial mounts work because the sky rotates at a predictable rate, caused by Earth rotating. They align with Earth's axis. That's why they track stars perfectly. If Earth weren't rotating, these devices would not work. Yet somehow astronomers aren't constantly losing Jupiter. Boom, roasted. A pendulum relative to a rotating Earth would be zero, so could not detect any movement. A Foucault pendulum literally demonstrates Earth's rotation without looking at the sky. According to the laws of inertia, when you set a Foucault pendulum in motion, it maintains its original plane of swing. However, the building, the floor, and the pendulum's mount are all attached to the rotating Earth. As the planet rotates underneath the pendulum, the path of the swing appears to twist or rotate to an observer standing on the ground. It's been doing that since 1851. Still works. Still awkward for this argument. Boom, roasted. Gravity does not exist. Everything at rest has returned to equilibrium after the energy used on it has depleted. The word itself is derived from gravitas, meaning weight or heaviness. To be pinned to Earth, you would have to be on the inside of the rotating globe, not outside. Right. So, planets form, objects fall, atmospheres stay attached, oceans don't float into space, all because of vibes. Gravity isn't just a word. It's a measurable force with predictive equations. You can deny it, but your body will still trip and fall down in protest. Boom, roasted. The sun does not shrink because it's circling above Earth. It circles around your line of sight. It does not come at you and move away from you. To shrink, it would have to be visible long enough to do so. The bottom-up angle to the horizon is very acute, therefore a short distance to your visual horizon. Anything above the horizon will get lower and lower until it disappears beyond your visual line of sight. The sun's angular size stays nearly constant throughout the day. If it were moving away, it would visibly shrink, but it doesn't. What does change is atmospheric distortion near the horizon, making it look flattened or dimmer. Again, optics, not conspiracy. Boom, roasted. The position of the sun or moon will be opposite to an observer north and south of the tropics because they are looking at them from opposite directions. Yes, because people are standing on opposite ends of a sphere. That's the explanation. That's the whole explanation. Boom. Roasted beans. So what did we learn? Not that flat Earth has numerous proofs, but that it has numerous misunderstandings of the same few ideas around perspective, geometry, rotation, and how light behaves in the atmosphere. Once you understand these properly, every one of these arguments collapses into oblivion. But hey, at least we got a full video out of it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you didn't enjoy this video, that's a shame, eh? Cool beans.